If you are looking for a soundbar with Dolby Atmos support that costs below 1,000 ringgit, this could be the solution. This is the Creative Stage 360, a really nice soundbar for creative labs, and it retails at $229 or 946 ringgit according to Creative's website. Now, this is essentially like a step down from the Katana V2 that we reviewed recently. There's no RGB lighting or whatever because this is not a gaming soundbar, but it is targeted more for home entertainment or as a soundbar that's for your desktop PC. So let me tell you about my thoughts about this soundbar after having used for 2 weeks as my home entertainment soundbar. Now let's talk about the hardware. So if you are familiar with Creative Stage lineup of speakers, you would have known that they are the entry to mid-range level soundbars for a desktop PC or home living room, and this one looks just like other Stage siblings, apart from the fact that this is actually shorter and longer, and you definitely feel that this is not such a cheap speaker because the rest of the Stage series actually looks pretty cheap, but this one looks a little bit more premium. That's why it's asking price. So inside this soundbar, this is actually a 2.1 sound system. It doesn't have the 5-driver sound system like the Katana has. So it has 2 custom racetrack drivers from Creative that outputs to a maximum 60 watt, and together with the subwoofer here, it is a really tall subwoofer, as you can see right over here. In fact, the tallest subwoofer that I've ever seen. It's not wireless, unfortunately. It still needs a wire, but to be honest, I kind of like that because it wouldn't have any latency like some of those wireless subwoofers, and it outputs really good bass. As you can see, the design here is really simple. There's no flashy LED lights or RGB lights for you to play around, and all you get is this really simple dot matrix display here that tells you the source that it is on, and it will show you all the info right over here, and it goes off after a while. On the back of the Stage 360, you will find a 2-pin socket here that powers up the soundbar, and this is really cool because it already has its power supply built into the soundbar instead of using a power brick, which I really hate to use that. Now, it has an interesting array of ports here. You get 3 HDMI ports, with the first 2 being HDMI 2.0 ports. Yes guys, you can actually input your devices directly onto the soundbar and switch between HDMI sources over here. Now, Creative says that the benefit of connecting your devices directly to the Stage 360's HDMI port is that it doesn't lose sound quality, but in my test, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. But if you want an HDMI switcher, here you go, there's a good HDMI switcher here. Now, of course, the third one is the HDMI ARC out port, which is the one that you output over to your TV's HDMI ARC port. Now, you also have a full-size USB-A port here, which doesn't do anything. It doesn't support any flash drive for music playback, but it's just for their service purposes. Now, you also get an optical port, and the subwoofer uses a proprietary barrel port right over here, so you can't use any other subwoofers if you actually want to. Now, one thing that's bad about the Stage 360 is that if you intend to wall mount the Stage 360, you are not able to do so because it does not have any mounts to do that. So all you can only do is to place it on your TV cabinet or on your desk if you're using a PC. So apart from its wired connectivity, the Stage 360 supports Bluetooth 5.0 wireless music streaming, and all you need to do is to hold on to this power button as usual, just like any other Creative soundbars, to get into the pairing mode. Now, these 4 buttons here are really nice to press, and I like how well they sound when you press them. It has that really satisfying tactile feel, and it's unlike any other cheapo soundbars that I have experienced. Now, let's talk about the remote control of the Stage 360. As you can see right over here, it is a really nice remote with rounded corners, and it feels very nice to grip. And one thing that I like is that it doesn't have any glossy surfaces that will scratch in the long term. They have used a really nice matte texture, which actually feels really nice. So the remote control is powered by 2 AAA batteries, so this is actually convenient. So on the front here, you also get a pretty standard soundbar remote layout. So you get the D-pad for your music playback controls, you get the info for showing the soundbar mode that it is in, including what kind of codec it is playing on. You have the display button that changes the brightness and to turn off the dot matrix display if you want to. And you have the source switching mode right over here instead of a single source button, which is I'm so happy about because you do need to like keep on pressing source and source to change between the inputs. So you get the TV optical button here, Bluetooth, HDMI, and of course you get to adjust the volume of your subwoofer over here with this bass rocker. And you also have a far and near button here, which is one of the most interesting features on this Stage 360 because it can adjust the mode based on your sailing distance between the soundbar. And usually if I place the soundbar in my living room, because I actually switch between my computer and my living room to test out the soundbar, I'll usually set it into far mode because it has wider soundstage and it's a day and night difference when you have that turned on. And finally, you have this mode button, which is supposed to switch between music mode, cinema, and gaming if you actually want to, but unfortunately, you do not get a companion app for the Stage 360 just like you do on the Sound Blaster Katana V2, and that is actually pretty unfortunate because you can't really configure the sound that you want on the Stage 360. But to be honest, most soundbars also do not come with their companion app, so I guess you pretty much have to select which kind of sound mode that suits you well depending on what kind of content you're consuming on your TV or on your computer. Now, I am going to do a sound test of the Stage 360 right now where I'll be switching between sound modes to let you hear the difference between sound quality. So from now on, it is best that you put on your headphones to have the best experience and to kind of hear how well the Stage 360 performs.
Of our species. We not only lack dominion over nature, we're subordinate to it.
Come back.
I always come back.
So there you have it. Isn't the Stage 360 impressive? The vocals are great and the bass is great, and you know, it's an overall good performing speaker that you didn't expect that is so good for a budget Dolby Atmos speaker. So the Creative Stage 360 is a really decent speaker that I will highly recommend if you're in for a premium home experience but you don't want to spend that much on a sound system, because this thing really delivers and it has blown me away. So that's pretty much for my thoughts and a review of the Creative Stage 360. It is available at Creative Labs website and they deliver it to Malaysia for absolutely no charge. So visit the link in the below to purchase this soundbar. It's actually a really good one. I recommend that. Stay tuned for more tech content coming right up and subscribe to our channel and be sure to follow us on social media. And I will see you guys in the next one.